that teams are working on items in particular that they want to strengthen for the upcoming season. Case in point, a week ago, even though the Patriots were down some 30 points at one time, they were still rushing the football, trying to work on their running game. Yet the defense of the Bucs, there was no denying the fact that they were ball hungry for 7 turnovers.
Ray Perkins said after victory number 2 and after victory number 1, we're improving in all 3 phases of the game along the way, but we have to be patient. We still have a long way to go. And it's important also against the New England Patriots last week in the game in Jacksonville to keep in mind, despite the lopsided score, Paul, that the Buccaneers were outrushed, out first down, and outpassed.
Yeah, and if you think they had a tough time against the number 1s in the first half, here comes now pass-happy Chuck Knox in the Seattle Seahawks. They're going to be running the spread offense a great deal like the run and shoot. There will be a lot of points on the board this evening.
A good test for the Buccaneers defensively, and they need a good test there. Let's go down on the floor of the field right now. It's quiet right now, Bob Alvarez, but the roar will start in just a few minutes.
Well, Jim, in a few moments, we may not be able to hear ourselves think. Many of the Buccaneers I spoke to before the game don't like the indoors because of the carpet and the noise. They prefer the grass and the outdoor setting like in Tampa. Jim?
All right, Bob, we'll be coming back and kick it off, Paul Kennedy and I, so don't go away. It's Buccaneers football live, and it's next.
WTOG Channel 44 Sports presents Tampa Bay Buccaneer football. Tonight's game is being brought to you in part by Isuzu. For features, styling, and price, there's no comparison. Pizza Hut. At Pizza Hut, we're making it great. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. And by GTE, the telecommunications consultants to the NFL and Super Bowl 25.
Oh, yeah, now. It's the right beer now. It's the right beer now. So clean and pure, it's the right beer for sure. Come on, get your Coors Light. It's the right beer now. Yeah.
No matter where in America you call home, you'll find men in Hager slacks, starting the day, making time for the important things, kicking back with the guys, or being there for someone special. Wherever men are working or playing, you'll find Hager slacks. Hager has a feel for the way you live, a feel for America.
Sir, unlike most people around here, you don't use the GTE everything pages. Why is that?
Hop in. I spend 12, 15 hours a day in this baby, hunting down the goods and services I need. Now, if I were to use that book, everything I accomplish in this magnificent machine could be taken care of using a telephone. Somehow it's just not the same, is it?
People who want to simplify their lives use the GTE everything pages. Those who don't.
Lots of motor oils claim to be tough. Quaker State puts it in writing.
Ask your participating service center about Quaker State's tough lubrication guarantee.
Only a tough motor oil can make a guarantee this tough. Quaker State is one tough motor oil. Here's a value that's tough to beat. Buy a case of Quaker State and send for a $3 certificate good for a future purchase at your retailer. Or with a Quaker State oil change, get a $2 certificate toward your next change. Get details wherever Quaker State is sold.
Chuck Knox, the 8th winningest coach in NFL history in his 18th year as a head coach. The Seahawks, of course, coming off that disappointing 7-9 season last year. And the Seahawks are 2-1 in preseason play. They beat Denver 10-7 in that game in Tokyo a couple of weeks ago, a game that head coach Chuck Knox said was just another road game. Then they beat Phoenix 34-9, and they shaded the Colts of Indianapolis 13-10. There they are, the unbeaten Bucs of Tampa Bay, a 30-17 winner over Cincinnati a couple of weeks ago. Jeff Carlson in his first year off the Rams developmental squad, 11 of 18, 208 yards passing and 1 touchdown. And of course, they trailed New England last week, Paul Kennedy, 10-0, scored 44 straight points, and the defense forced those 7 turnovers.
Defense played awfully well. The offense this evening, we expect to see Vinny for a half, and then Chris Chandler's homecoming to take place in the second half, going up against a rugged Seahawk defense that has surrendered but 3 touchdowns in 3 preseason games.
The deep backs, number 33 for the Bucks, Reggie Cobb. He's at the top of the screen. Chris Ford, a wide receiver, expected to see a lot of action tonight. Cut-down day is Tuesday. They have to slice the rosters down to 60. We'll also see action. And Norm Thompson, the veteran, all set to get it underway. So from the 35 of Seattle, it's preseason game number 3. And we're underway at the Kingdome. It is end over end. It is not very deep. It's Reggie Cobb at the 7, across the 10, the 15. Tries to cut it outside, forces his way up near the 20, and that's where the Bucks will start 1st and 10. R.J. Coors on the stop. So the Bucks will start with Vinny Testaverde at quarterback. Let's check the offense of Tampa Bay.
Well, there you go. Vinny Testaverde. He's been solid in preseason. Gary Anderson, Bruce Perkins, and Frank Pillow will get the nod. The veteran Randy Grimes to anchor that front line. John Bruin starting again this evening.
Still a battle between Bruin and Beckles at the right guard spot. Testaverde, Vinny keeps it on the ground. A trap over the right side, hammering his way up across the 27 is Bruce Perkins. Perkins in the grasp of Robert Blackman in his 6th year out of Baylor, or the rookie out of Baylor. Eric Hayes. Go ahead.
Pardon me. I'm looking at Jacob Green there, the 11-year veteran playing against that rookie. And Eric Hayes out of Florida State. A couple of rookies there, too. Terry Wooden and Ned Bolcar. Seattle is going to start 4 first-year players this evening, Jim, here in Seattle.
And we do expect to see Mr. Blades, who has finally agreed to terms in the secondary of the Seahawks. It's Cobb around the right side. First down for the Buccaneers. Reggie keeps churning up to the 35. Bumped out of bounds by Blackman again, helped out by Harper on the play. Bruin and Taylor and Hall did a good job on the right side for the Bucks.
The Bucks leading rusher in preseason, who is carried for 65 yards, has really impressed the coaches with second effort. Look at the first hit there. Still on his feet, parallel to the goal line, and churning for more.
So spotted just across the 37-yard line of the Bucks. No score, 13:44 to go. Pillow wide left, top of your screen to the near side. Pro Bowler Mark Carrier. Out of the I-Pro set, Perkins and Anderson. Play action fake. Vinny safety valves it out. Up to the 40-yard line is Ron Hall, the tight end in his 4th year out of Hawaii. Way shy of first down yardage. Rufus Porter in his 3rd year out of Southern led the defensive effort.
Ron Hall drug Rufus Porter a few yards, too. Good pass protection for Vinny. And he floats it out there. Now watch this battle. 1-on-1. 1 yard, 2 yards, maybe 3 for Hall against Porter.
Vinny came in with a 73% completion ratio, 11 out of 15, 78 yards. No touchdowns, or 1 touchdown, and no interceptions. Cobb is the lone running back. Double tight end, Anderson in there. Along with Hall, and hammering his way up the middle behind Randy Grimes is Reggie Cobb. Bryant and Hayes on the hit. Eric Hayes, the rookie out of Florida State. Got a little problem with his weight, though.
Well, he's playing at 300 pounds. If you're a Florida State fan, you recall when Bobby Bowden wanted him about 260, 270. But they love him up here, does Chuck Knox and his staff, playing around 300. He has had an excellent fall camp and thus earns the start tonight.
3rd and 2 from the 45. Wideouts, Carrier and Pillow. Top of the screen, slot formation. Vinny bends in behind Grimes. Motion. Pillow, near side. Backs are evened up. Anderson and Perkins. Backpedaling. Testaverde over the middle, wide open. And it's incomplete and then dropped. They did the volleyball drill. Porter had it. Stepped right in front of Anderson, looping out of the backfield. They got the offensive set they wanted. Anderson was free, and the ball was forced.
Vinny, having completed 73% of his passes in preseason, makes a rare mistake here. He underestimates, if you can say, the speed of Anderson, who had a step on the linebacker and Porter, and then Porter dropped the sure interception.
Rufus Porter had the ball, then dropped it. So the first punting situation of the game, and for the first time, Chris Moore out of Alabama. Royals, of course, had been handling the punting the first 2 games. They've got no return on. Spiral, wobbly kick, caught at the 16 to the 20, up near the 25. He'll get to the 30. Look out. James Jefferson. What another good return against the punt defense of the Buccaneers. That one went for 23. We talked about it after the first 2 games against New England and against Cincinnati. The kickoff defensive team and the punt defense team have not been playing very well.
lot of car makers like to talk about performance in terms of seconds. But when you've earned Motor Week's Driver's Choice Award and achieved Car and Driver's highest customer satisfaction rating ever, why bother with seconds when you can talk about firsts? The Lexus LS 400. Stop by Lexus of Tampa Bay for a victory lap.
Johnson & Johnson. What? Otherwise known as Magic by Converse.
Share the spirit of a distant land.
Celebrate the sunrise, celebrate the day. Celebrate the life you live and let your soul play. Let your soul sing. La, la, la. Let your soul love.
Busch Gardens at Tampa Bay, no place else.
Hey, you warm-blooded rookies. Time to take a double dare. Got a twist to Adventure Island's new Caribbean corkscrew. It'll turn you into a Caribbean amphibian. No problem, Mom.
Number 89 for the Seattle Seahawks in his third year out of Miami, Brian Blades will be starting tonight. Of course, he missed 3 earlier exhibition games and almost 2 weeks of practice in a controlled dispute. He worked extensively in practice yesterday, catching at least a dozen passes in team drills, stayed a little bit late, worked overtime. He agreed to honor his contract, which has 2 years left, and he's in there now. And out of the backfield around the left side, Derek Fenner in his second year. 10th round draft pick in 1989, Rod Jones in his 5th year out of SMU forced him out.
There's the all-time leading passer in Seattle Seahawk history, a guy in Craig who's thrown for better than 20,000 yards, surpassing Jim Zorn. It will be the spread offense tonight with 4 wide receivers, and Andy Heck is a superb left tackle, the big guy out of Notre Dame.
And a couple of ex-Gators are in there now, John L. Williams and James Jones. Craig looks it over on 2nd and 5. Jones, Williams. Behind Jones, knifes his way under the 45-yard line. John Cannon, the veteran defensive end out of William & Mary, the first Tampa Bay Buccaneer to arrive. He gets the starting nod tonight. Kurt Jarvis, of course, anchors thing in the middle, and there are the linebackers. And, of course, McCants, the number 1 draft pick. Paul didn't even make the trip.
Yeah, he's watching with the rest of you this evening. And in the secondary, also missing is Mark Robinson, the strong safety. He is home as well. He injured his lower back.
Blades wide to the right. They've got a flood formation now on 3rd and 3 from the shotgun. Craig standing at his own 40. Long count. He'll go with the audible. Changes it up. Flares it out. Shovels it in, and it is incomplete according to Tampa Bay's Odie Harris. Brian Blades now will take a look.
Oh, Brian Blades is back, and the crowd gives him a rousing ovation. The fella who has set out 3 games in a contract dispute hooks up right in front of Odie. You can't cover much better than that. The ball was low. Did he catch it or not? The former Miami Hurricane.
Good catch.
Yep, it is.
Travis McNeil checks in, 86, along with Ron Heller, 85, out of Oregon State. And we've got a timeout down on the field with 10:18 left to go. Let's check it. The ball is approaching the 48-yard line of Tampa Bay. It's just outside the 48. Now they start the clock again. In the third, the Bengals are beating the Patriots 7-3. John L. Williams, the lone running back. Craig has Blades, and McNeil is his wideouts. Williams blocking, big hole, but this one's coming back. Holding against the Seattle Seahawks. Winston Moss was holding on to John L. Williams.
Brian Millard, the right guard, or Grant Fazell, the center, the 6th-year veteran. One of the 2 guys that did it. John L. Williams, along with James Jones. A couple of Florida Gators in the backfield for a rather slim
number 54 offense holding.
Chuck has slimmed down, but his backfield has got some beef. John L. Williams is 5'11", 231 at fullback. James Jones 6'2", 232 at halfback. Jones, of course, missed most of last year with injuries after being obtained from the Lions as a possible replacement for Kurt Warner. Here's another look. Let's see if we can pick up the holding.
Yeah, the holding came on Kurt Jarvis when Kurt was trying to take him to the right side. Fazell against Jarvis this evening. Kurt's the strongest guy on that defensive front. That'll be a battle.
1st and 20 now for the veteran Dave Craig. Williams and Fenner are the running backs, evened up. Blades and Heller, the wideouts. Craig needs a bunch. Blitz is on, dumps it off. He's got Fenner. Fenner's got a block to the 50, to the 45. 2nd and 7 coming up. Rod Jones finally made the hit. A pickup of 13.
A nice job, too, by Fenner to brush block Winston Moss. Watch this. He makes Moss believe that he's pass blocking, and once he releases, he's wide open. And the former North Carolina Tar Heel, who last year played at fullback, strong and fast, busts it up in there for another first down.
2nd and 7, just outside the 45 of the Bucks. 9:04 left to go and a scoreless first. Williams, the lone running back. Blades and Heller, the wideouts, along with Willie Boyer. Maybe 2. Not much in the middle. Blocking up front by Bailey and Millard. Kurt Jarvis, the nose tackle, the first to arrive.
For the Seahawks this year, Jim, what they're trying to do is find someone to take the place of Kurt Warner, their all-time leading rusher, who is off to the LA Rams. You lose Steve Largent, the wide receiver, and Kurt Warner all in 1 year. Those are 2 tough guys to replace, are they not?
Well, Chuck Knox said if you want the 2 best backs we've got right now, it's John L. Williams and James Jones, and that's who they're looking at starting on September the 9th. Flood left and right. Craig out of the shotgun, fires, spins, turns around at the 33. Jeff Chadwick, the former Detroit Lion. Rod Jones, not much you can do on that curl in.
Chadwick is the top receiver in preseason right now, the 8th-year vet, and as you said, the former Lion, and another perfectly thrown pass by Dave Craig. Watch it on ISO. Twin receivers and hooking up Chadwick as he was there working in tandem with Paul Scansey, another possession receiver.
Never understood, Paul, why they let him go in Detroit. He's 9 catches, 118 yards. He averages 13.5 yards a catch. Williams and Loville in the backfield now. Blades wide to the left. Haddock showing bump and run. Loville, right side, noses his way inside the 30, upended at the 28, in the grasp of John Cannon again.
You think Seattle wants to work on its rushing game this evening? After those pass-happy games, we're seeing a ground attack thus far early.
Think Seattle didn't look at the films to see what New England's ground game did to the Bucs starters defensively in the first half in Jacksonville last week?
The coaches were telling me, the Buck coaches, that they put very little time into preparing for their opponents in the first 2 games. Their focus was on what they were trying to do. And here is Seattle with a run focus in the opening quarter.
At the 28 of the Bucs, Fenner and Williams are the running backs, evened up. 6:56 left to go in the first. Bucs are offside. Free play, nothing doing, but that'll cost Tampa Bay 5. Winston Moss was on the stop. Kurt Jarvis, the nose tackle, the first man to jump offside. Now, was he drawn off? I don't think so.
Craig was there trying to draw him off and did that with his cadence. You could hear it up here.
Howard Rowe in his first year as a referee in the National Football League, number 33.
Now the look, barking it out. You see him bark, and jumping to the top of your screen was Thomas and Kurt. Couldn't get back to the bottom part of your picture. Craig playing like a guy who's in his 11th year.
So it's 2nd down and 1 from the 23-yard line of Tampa Bay. It's almost a free play. Let's see what Craig will do. Good time to use the tight end. That's Ron Heller, number 85. Backs, Williams and Fenner are split. That'll be a first down. Derek Fenner out of North Carolina, 6'3", 228, behind Heck and Bailey, and Ray Seals made the hit. Seals got high marks from the coaches last week off the game against the Patriots.
Yeah, Ray Perkins said, we, I think, have solved our problems at right end, because Ray Seals can play against the run and rush the passer too. Does a pretty good job against a guy in Fenner in there too, and Winston Moss and Odie Harris coming up strong against the rush. But Fenner there can bench press better than 400 pounds.
Big hole, trap over the middle. Good play by Bailey again. John L. Williams again. They've got something going on the ground. Jarvis, the nose tackle. Submarine Williams.
Big Kurt, 270-pounder, a guy that started a dozen games for the Bucs a year ago. He would be, you know, at home out here. He earned a seaplane pilot's license in the offseason. There's a lot of water around here that he could land on.
Puget Sound. Blades wide to the right side. Willie Boyer, bottom of your screen. Two tight ends, Heller and McNeil on 2nd and 7 from the 17 of Tampa Bay. Craig with a long count has the safeties moving. A hitch delay. Williams again noses his way down to the 15-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 5. Eugene Marv, the first Buck to arrive in his 9th year out of Saginaw Valley State.
Now the field general and the coaches say no one that they know takes better command of a huddle than does number 99 in Marv. He was on the field before the game checking out the turf. Although he played on astroturf in Buffalo, he, like most players, really doesn't enjoy playing on an artificial surface.
4 wideouts in there now. Blades 89, Chadwick 88, Scansey 82, Willie Boyer is 8. It's a flood formation from the shotgun. Craig looks it over. Dave will drop. Middle's open. Blitz is on. Craig angles. Caught at the 7-yard line on a comeback pattern by Blades. Yes, sir. That'll get the crowd into it.
This is a guy who hasn't practiced but once in the last 2 weeks. And they turn a broken play into a first down.
Winston Moss in the face of Craig. Craig out of the pocket. And Blades, whom offensive coordinator John Becker said was not behind despite missing the workouts. He said he's as smart as a guy can be. He can catch up pretty fast. He's a great kid with good work habits. And we're glad he's back in front of Haddix. 1st and goal from the 7. Blades wide to the right. Boyer wide to the left. Craig, quick count, pitches back, left side. Derek Fenner. Fenner slithers inside the 5, upended at the 2 by Haddix, who submarined him.
A great ball control drive, is it not? To open things up on their second possession. Just a pitch it right. A toss sweep. Lead blocking provided by Williams. He does his job working on Broderick Thomas, and Fenner cuts it inside and heads toward the goal line.
I'd say he did his job on Broderick Thomas. Moved him out like he was headed to the salad bar at Wendy's. 2nd and goal. Or the super bar. 2nd and goal from the 3. 3:20 to go. First quarter, it's scoreless, but not for long. Out of the I pro set with John L. Williams, the ex-Gator. He'll get the call. He'll also get down inside the 1 and across the goal line. That's 6. Blocking on the left side. Heck and Bailey. Seals made the hit, but didn't get any help.
Well, the Palatka, Florida native off the left side shows his stuff. The former Gator great. When he sees that goal line, buddy, those powerful legs, he just lowers the head, and it's 6.
He was averaging under 3 yards a carry. It's his first touchdown of the preseason. So it's Norm Johnson out of the hold of the veteran Jeff Kemp, trying to make it 7-0 Seahawks here at the Kingdome. 3:07 left to go in the first. Hope you're enjoying Bucs football. They are 2-0, and they got their hands full here against the Seattle Seahawks, a team that's 2-1. Team's a little bit more serious in game number 3. The veterans expected to go about all of the first half.
For the Bucs, this is a period in which they're going to play 3 games in 12 days.
That is Howard Rowe, again, the rookie referee. The replay official tonight, Royal Cathart.
But we are just a couple of days removed from the August 28th cut-down date when the teams must reduce their squads to 60. That comes on Tuesday.
From behind, the former UCLA Bruin, Norm Johnson, makes it 7-0 Seahawks. 13 plays, 61 yards. The score, John L. Williams, a 3-yard run. 3:07 left to go. Seahawks beating the Bucs 7-0.
Sound Advice radically reduces its prices during its 16th annual August clearance sale. It'll make your head spin. All Sound Advice prices drastically cut on closeouts, special purchases, overstocks, and thousands of scratch and dent items. JVC home CD players, only $129. Save up to 46% on Infinity's best-selling loudspeakers. Save 39% on 35-inch stereo TVs. And receive $260 worth of free camcorder accessories with selected camcorders.
These are the lowest prices I ever saw.
Pizza Hut Delivery presents the $4 pizza deal.
Hold the phone. You tell me our first pizza is...
regular price.
And up to 4 more pizzas are each?
$4.
What about a pepperoni lovers?
Regular price.
And a supreme?
$4.
5 meat lover pizzas.
Regular price, $4, $4, $4, $4.
For a limited time, first pizza regular price up to 4 more, just $4 each.
Sure, how about 3 Supremes, an NFL franchise, and a pepperoni lovers pizza?
Regular price, $4, $4, $500 million, $4.
She knows her bucks.
Getting your checking account statement every month can be rather frustrating. Especially if you're getting hit with per-check charges. So check smart at Southeast Bank. Write all the checks you want for one flat fee and get lots of free services. Check smart checking from Southeast Bank.
It's time to call Southeast.
Andy Heck has already moved out Eugene Marv, and watch John L. Williams' knee is down before the ball crosses the plane.
Yeah, but they're ruling that he was stretched out and the ball had cracked the plane or would have cracked the plane on the reach. Those plays are always tough to call. You've seen them brought back, awarded touchdowns. It's really a gray area in the rule book.
Craig is 4 out of 4 in the passing department for 39 yards. Reggie Cobb, 33, is back deep. There's the former Bruin, Norm Johnson, signed on as a free agent back in 1982. From the 35, it is high, it is end over end, it is not deep. At the 6, Cobb. Oh. Great effort on the specialty teams of the Seahawks there. He was hammered at the 13, made it to the 15, driven backwards by Richie Andrews.
The linebacker from right here in Seattle, the University of Washington. The Seahawks are known throughout the NFL for their special teams. Rusty Tillman, the special teams coach, coaches them to do just that. And the replay up on the giant diamond vision screen here brought a groan from the crowd when Andrews delivered his shot.
A groan of approval. So we'll see Vinny again. This drive starts. They've now spotted the ball just at the 14-yard line. So it's 1st and 10, 2:58 to go. Seahawks 7, Tampa Bay nothing. We'll come back. Preseason game number 3.
Cash 3 is so much fun.
Feeling lucky tonight?
You bet.
Everybody wants to get in on the game.
Hey, you with the dimples out of here. Good luck, fellas. Hey, Fuzzball, cash 3 balls only. Not even close.
Somebody kicked me over here.
Out.
Play Cash 3. It's as easy as picking 3 numbers.
I'm going.
On tonight's 11 o'clock report, Tampa Bay residents debate their use of San Francisco and its impact on the Bay Area.
We'll also be talking to a Pinellas County woman who discovered that honesty really is the best policy.
And a little bit later in sports...
What you're about to see is the way many people watch the 11 o'clock news.
It's about time someone gave you a fresh look at the news from all over Tampa Bay with live breaking coverage and your first look at tomorrow's weather at 10. 44 News at 10. It's about time.
Getting to know Geostorm. This is great. Look at this. Look at this. This is great. Oh, look at this.
Get to know Geostorm.
Oh, look at this. Oh,
Look at this
that's great.
and get a great deal
This is, look at this.
at your Chevrolet Geo dealers.
Number 40, of course, is Gary Anderson in his 5th year out of Arkansas. He rambled around the right side. Terry Wooden chopped him down. Here's another look.
Yeah, a rare play from the I set with Bruce Perkins leading the way, and it's clogged up and bouncing outside is Anderson to pick up about 6 yards.
2nd down and 4 from the 20 of Tampa Bay. Randy Grimes, the veteran center, brings the Bucs out. Vinny has Pillow and Carrier in there as the wideouts. Perkins and Anderson remain the running backs. The sweep is Anderson. Anderson knifes his way up near the 21. shy of first down yardage. The rookie out of Notre Dame, Ned Bolcar, on the stop, helped out by Rufus Porter in his third year out of Southern. And, of course, they want Bolcar to get a lot of reps.
Yeah, he's playing in place of the injured David Wyman, one of 4 rookies starting on that defensive unit. You see him shifting there. Chuck Knox left the 3-4 and went to the 4-3 defense. It's like the olden days, 15, 20 years ago. He's made a lot of changes this season.
And Chuck is not one that is prone to making changes quickly. When he changes the offense or the defense and the basic scheme, a lot of review has gone into it. He's not one for gimmicks. 3rd and 3, 1:25 to go. Scoreless first quarter for the Bucs. Shotgun. Vinny backpedals to the 12. All kinds of time. Loops it out. Anderson, no good at the 38. Good pressure that time by the Seahawks secondary. Patrick Hunter in his 5th year out of Nevada. Reno was over there. And it'll be a punting situation again. Of course, we have seen Royals, Mark Royals, handling the punting duties. He averaged about 37 yards a kick. But now Chris Moore says he wants his job back.
Chris Moore kicking to
James Jefferson, number 26, is back deep for the Seahawks. Talking about Chris Moore, since we've got our friend Bob Murphy, former U.S. amateur champion, former Canadian Open champion, in the booth with us tonight. Chris Moore once shot a 79 at Augusta when he was 16.
That lit up Murph's eyes.
Moore bangs it from the 10. Beauty. Spiral. Jefferson fumbles the ball. The Bucs have got it back at the 35 of the Seahawks. They won't advance it, but the Bucs have the football. Eric Everett, who came up with that interception last week. And there you see Chandler on the sideline. Everett, another big play.
You better believe it. The guy that had the touchdown last week is there to earn the turnover. He misjudges it, does Jefferson, right off his fingertips. And there is Everett, who graduated from, get this, Dangerfield High School, and is trying to earn some respect on this team. Has done so, has he not, in the last 2 weeks?
Came up with a big play last week. And another one on the specialty teams. 1st and 10 for the Bucs from the 39 of the Seahawks. Vinny sends Anderson in motion wide to the left. Will put it up on 1st down. Over the middle. Wide open, the tight end inside the 10. Ron Hall. Blackman, he was 5 yards behind the play. They picked up 29.
That's the rookie in Blackman. See if the linebackers are coming. No, they aren't. And Vinny, whoa. Hall just releasing with great speed downfield. Ray Perkins has said that he is the best tight end perhaps in the NFL. This is a tight end play, and he can run with it after he catches it. A tough guy in Hall.
He could have made a fair catch. Hall 3 catches now for a 5th fumble, loose ball, and the Seahawks have got it at the 10. Terry Wooden. Jacob Green forced the fumble. The 11-year veteran out of Texas A&M, number 79. Watch it here after the big play by Hall. Well, we'll watch it when we come back. 8 seconds to go. 7-0 Seahawks.
The game of football seems simple on the field, but off the field, the business of football isn't. Because players depend on trainers. Trainers depend on assistant coaches. Assistant coaches depend on the head coach. The head coach depends on the front office. All of them depend on communications. And that's why the NFL and its teams depend on GTE. Now, isn't that the kind of support your business should depend on? GTE, the telecommunications consultant to the NFL.
How big is the model year-end clearance at your Gold Star Dodge dealer? Very big, with up to $2,000 cash back on Dodge cars, trucks, and vans. Save big on the widest selection of Daytonas, Dakotas, Spirit, Shadows, and Ram Tough trucks. Buy a new Dodge this weekend and get 2 studio passes to Universal Studios Florida, where you can see the stars and ride the movies. But check in now before it's too late.
Visit Bob Wilson Dodge, Precision Dodge, Brandon Dodge, and B.M. Smith Chrysler Plymouth Dodge.
Being a tough motor oil takes more than tough talk. Sure, one brand says it's for smaller cars, while Quaker State has been tested tough enough to exceed the most demanding specs for every size car sold in the U.S. Quaker State is one tough motor oil.
Here's a value that's tough to beat. Buy a case of Quaker State and send for a $3 certificate good for a future purchase at your retailer. Or with a Quaker State oil change, get a $2 certificate toward your next change. Get details wherever Quaker State is sold.
All right, watch number 79. Jacob Green stripped Gary Anderson of the football. Now he's got it, puts it under the right arm. Not there, but right there.
The two-time Pro Bowler in his second decade in the NFL, Jacob Green, a two-year defensive captain, made a big play there to earn the turnover for the Hawks.
And the rookie out of Syracuse, Terry Wooden, fell on it. Should be the last play of the first quarter. Seahawks from their own 10. Boyer in motion. They'll come with a counter to Derek Fenner, and that'll do it. 7-0 Seahawks. A 3-yard run by John L. Williams. It came with 3:07 left in the first. And there's your score.
Come into McDuff and let us prove who's got the best prices on audio, video, and appliances during the Nobody Undersells McDuff sale. Save on Sony, Panasonic, GE, Whirlpool, and more. All on sale now at McDuff's guaranteed low prices. Here's proof. Save on a Pioneer 6-disc CD changer, only $188. Or a Panasonic full-size VHS camcorder, just $747. So come into McDuff now and save on the best brand names in the business.
Remember, nobody undersells McDuff.
When you're the legend in steak, there are some rules you follow. Never lower your standards. Guarantee a great steak every time. And give people that something extra, like our famous prime rib dinner. Just $8.95 every Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday night. Prime rib, baked potato, and salad bar. Just $8.95 every Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday night. At the place that wrote the rules about steak, Steak and Ale.
The Toyota versus the Isuzu standard pickup. If Earth were invaded by giant reptiles, which would be better prepared?
Get out of here!
Well, first of all, the Isuzu gets better mileage than Toyota. That's helpful. Plus, it has the biggest payload in its class, so it can carry more. All in all, when the giant lizards come, I'd rather be in an Isuzu.
Because it even has more legroom. The Isuzu pickup, at just $7,779, there's no comparison.
Let's say this line represents Nike Air Force. And let's say this line represents Nike Air Flight. Now, where do you suppose these two lines will meet? Champ Sports. It's not your average sports store.
Paul Kennedy's alongside, Bob Alvarez on the sidelines, and we hope you're enjoying the game. It's 7-0 Seahawks, 2nd and 7. Dave Craig checking over that Buccaneers defense. Backs are John L. Williams and Derek Fenner. Boyer and Blades are the wideout. Blades has looked good despite missing a lot of camp. Safety valves it out to Fenner. Fenner. Ooh, Rendell was right there.
A little stun on. Broderick Thomas was looping through to put pressure on.
Time of possession for the Seahawks definitely in their favor.
All but 8 seconds on that scoring drive.
6 defensive backs check in now for the Buccaneers. Cooper comes in. Eric Everett checks in with Jones and Hamilton and Odie Harris and Wayne Haddix. Anticipating pass from the 13-yard line of Seattle. It's 2nd down and 7. And the Seahawks send in Chadwick, Scansey, Boyer, and Blades. 3 wideouts, top of your screen from the shotgun. Middle's wide open. They dump it off. Safety valve at the 19-yard line out of the backfield. John L. Williams. Winston Moss was there, and Rod Jones arrived late and was lucky he didn't get flagged for an elbow.
Moss there right behind Williams. Again, to reiterate, the Bucs haven't spent a great deal of time working on this, but they are going to use tonight and anticipate using 6 backs along with 5 backs. Did a pretty good job to earn here the punting situation.
Ask about Seattle's spread offense or the run and shoot. Ray Perkins said earlier this week, it's a nice little package. It's a good change-up, but you have to spend a lot of time to prepare for it.
Yeah, and that's why he doesn't want to do that in preseason.
Ruben Rodriguez out of Arizona will kick it to Willie Drury. Nice spiral. Drury at the 39. And a return of 6 up near the 45. 13-14 left to go before halftime. Rufus Porter on the stop. 7-0. Seattle on top over Tampa Bay after that 42-yard kick.
Get into a new thing. Hot wings. Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Looks great, Dave. When's she gonna let you drive it?
Hot wings.
New Hot Wings from Kentucky Fried Chicken. Pick up Hot Wings brand chicken at Kentucky Fried Chicken and enter the Fall Football Frenzy sponsored by Kentucky Fried Chicken and WTOG Channel 44. Win a trip to New Orleans to see the Bucs play the Saints, including airfare, game tickets, and lodging for 2. Enter today.
If you could find the ideal place to live, what would you look for? A spacious home in a gated community you could be proud of, with woods and wildlife close by. Of course, easy access to downtown and shopping, a great school system, and a recreational lifestyle that's as affordable as your home. Arvida's River Hills, close to Tampa, close to nature. It's what you're looking for.
Hey now, hey, it's Toyota. Shopping time.
Toyota shopping time is here.
It's Toyota.
And so are terrific year-end Tercel deals.
You feel so good. 'Cause that's a real good time.
Big year-end incentives and special Tercel option packages make it a great time to shop.
Here comes Tercel just for you. Style, economy, great deals too.
Terrific Tercel deals at your Toyota dealer now.
Toyota shopping time.
Back at the Kingdome in Seattle, Paul Kennedy alongside. Vinny Testaverde, 2 out of 4 in the passing department for 33 yards. You know, in the 3 previous years that Ray Perkins has been here, they have never had a run from scrimmage 50 yards or longer. And their pass-run ratio was always very pass-heavy. 1987, they passed the ball 517 times versus 394 rushes. Pick up on that in a second. Testaverde spreads it out. Anderson motions, bottom of the screen. Vinny airborne. Right flank, bad pass, penalty flag is down. Harry Swain might have moved. Then in 88, Paul, 512 passes to 452 rushes. And last year they passed the ball 570 times and they rushed it 412 times. How about last week, though?
Yeah, that changed. It was almost 3-1. Run to pass. The Bucs working on their ground game. What do they run? 32 rushing plays and a dozen passes. And that's what Ray says you need to do. It has to be a run-oriented attack in terms of its ratio for a team to be successful. Some 2s in there now on that offensive front.
Harry Swain, the culprit, cost them 5. It's 1st and 15. Motion by Pillow. Vinny, the draw to Anderson. Late developing, but Gary breaks it, and he's only 3 yards shy of a first down. The free safety, Eugene Robinson, helped out by the strong safety, Bob Blackman, on the hit.
That is all Gary Anderson. Watch this. How many times he makes folks miss. The draw, the delay give, 1, 2, 3. Back the other way, 4. Dodging another one, 5. What an effort by Anderson, so laterally quick.
Anderson carried 8 times for 35 yards last week. Reggie carried 8 times for 49 yards. Those two combined for 84 of the 126 yards on the ground. And look at Bruce Perkins. First down, and he's bumped out of bounds in front of Ray Perkins at the 35. Patrick Hutter got there first.
A lot of folks found symbolism in the fact that the number James Wilder wore for so many years, number 32, was handed out to Perkins before the start of fall camp, that they thought Perkins might turn out to be something. And certainly there with the second effort and the burst into the secondary, he has proven the fact right, as Ray Perkins had said as head coach, that 28 teams in the NFL made a mistake not drafting him, the free agent.
He's been the darling of training camp. He's big, he can run, he can block. Had a great junior year, but a bad senior season. That's why he wasn't drafted. Might be the one that got away. 6'2", 230. Vinny floats one up, looking for Carrier. Carrier can't turn around the other way. He was looking inside. The ball was thrown outside, and with him, stride for stride, Dwayne Harper.
Well, Vinny read it at the line of scrimmage, saw the blitz was coming, man coverage, Harper on Carrier. And when you can get an all-pro, a Pro Bowler, in Carrier one-on-one, you'll take it. But Harper did a pretty good job, did he not, of defending.
Carrier, 86 catches, 1,422 yards, 9 touchdowns during the regular season. An honorary chairman for the 1990 United Way fundraising campaign. 2nd and 10 from the 34. Pillow motions, top of the screen. Near the 33 goes Perkins. Chopped down by Jeff Bryant.
And tough Jeff Bryant, number 77 in his 9th year out of Clemson. Regarded as the toughest guy physically on this football team. In 9 years, he has missed only 4 starts for Seattle.
On the next snap, you won't see too many of the where's the beef guys. There are 7 defensive backs in now for Seattle. Pillow wide to the left. Also Chris Ford. Vinny shows shotgun on 3rd and 9. Over the middle, caught. Ford, 30, fights his way close to first down yardage, down near the 25. He had to get it inside the 25. Chris Ford, the rookie out of Lamar, who said, it's a sad feeling. It would be kind of neat to go back and visit all the guys and maybe have a couple of them look up to me. He could be the last All-American from Lamar after they dropped their football program.
He will be their all-time leading receiver. Caught 73 passes a year ago as a collegian. The coaches say he has enough speed to play in this league. He's quite poised, and hey, here comes Iggy for the first time.
Igwebuike, after watching Steve Christie go 4 out of 4 in field goals, 8 out of 9 in the extra points, and have 6 of his kickoffs go into the end zone. Out of the hold of Chris Moore. This will be a 44-yard try. Hash mark to the far side, and Igwebuike sends it on its way, and the Bucs are on the board. 10:07 to go before halftime. Seattle leading 7-3.
We've placed these 2 similar 4x4s in this swamp to see if there's any real difference. Sure, they both have lots of luggage space, plenty of room for 5, and don't think the Gators haven't noticed. But only the Isuzu Trooper has auto-locking hubs, so you don't have to get out to get into 4-wheel drive. So, combined with its very low price, we see that only the Trooper won't cost you an arm and a leg. The Isuzu Trooper at just $13,699. There's no comparison.
Pizza Hut Delivery presents the $4 pizza deal.
Wait a minute. What you're telling me is our first pizza is
regular price.
And up to 4 more pizzas are each?
$4.
What about a pepperoni lovers?
Regular price.
And a sausage pizza?
$4.
How about 3 super supremes?
Regular price, $4.
5 meat lovers pizzas?
Regular price, $4.
For a limited time, first pizza regular price up to 4 more, just $4 each.
Okay, how about 3 supremes, a stealth bomber, and a pepperoni lovers?
Regular price, $4. $500 million, $4.
Oh,
Pizza Hut, making it great.
At the St. Petersburg Times, press operators had to wait while pages were sent by hand from an office miles away. But then, with the help of GTE, they came up with a way to send those pages over fiber optic phone lines, saving precious time and money. You see, at GTE, it's not just communications we offer, it's solutions. Call us. We deliver.
That's not going to get
Number
you.
32. I asked him about that earlier this season. He said he wasn't even aware that was James Wilder's number until someone notified him of it. And then when he heard about that, he thought, well, not only now do I have to make this team, but if I do, I have some pretty good shoes to fill. Jim?
10:07 to go before halftime. The Seahawks leading 7-3. Igwebuike has really been working on strengthening that leg.
Better believe it. They want him to improve his kickoffs. He's been kicking 200 balls a day in camp. 200 balls a day to try and improve his ability to get it into the end zone.
Bobby Joe Edmonds back deep to the near side. He played minor league baseball for the Phillies. This is Derek Loville at the 4. He's got a convoy right side. Penalty flags are down. This one's coming back. Now, we'll have 2 calls. One will be against Seattle. The other will be a face mask call or a late hit.
We may get to see Iggy kick 2 right here, 200 a day, and now maybe a couple back-to-back if these are offsetting.
A 39, regardless of the penalty flags, it was a 39-yard kickoff return. We've had a 29-yard punt return, And the thing that was bothering Ray Perkins most, despite coming in with a 2-0 record, sloppy specialty teams on the kicks continues.
Yeah, it is tough in preseason, and this sounds like an alibi because you don't work on it a lot in practice. But the Bucs, it is apparent. There's Rusty Tillman, the special teams coach for the Seahawks, talking about him earlier. He is a guy whose whole life has been special teams play. He played with the Super Bowl champion Redskins for a half-dozen years as a special teams headhunter.
Well, let's join Howard Rowe again. The conclave has been sorted out.
We've spent some time with Howard this evening, haven't we?
He'll have to join after us soon. And there's the slim-down Chuck Knox.
The Miami Project to Cure Paralysis benefited by $124,000 thanks to contributions
double foul
made
after
by
change
Knox
of
losing weight.
possession. Holding, number 90, received team, personal foul, defense, spot of enforcement here. First.
So no kickoff again. Chuck Knox, not a happy man right now. For Ray Perkins, he's trailing by 4. Vinny, by the way, 3 out of 6 passing, 39 yards. And, of course, the big one there to Ron Hall, the tight end. So they're throwing it to the backs a lot more.
Yeah, Carrier's yet to catch a pass. Pillow has yet to catch a pass. Craig's had a fine first half, has he not? That one impressive march of better than 60 yards and nearly 9 minutes long.
You get the feeling that Knox is about to open it up. Here comes Chadwick, Scansey, Boyer, Blades. Williams in the backfield out of the shotgun for Craig. Looking right, out in the flat, caught at the 33. Blades again. He's doing a clinic.
Yeah, Marv, the linebacker over there, he's setting back training camp about 10 years here. You don't have to work. He can come right in there. He had a great year last year, a Pro Bowl season. That's his 3rd catch this evening. He was wide open.
Chuck Knox said, I'm just glad to have him back. He looked good, and he's got fresh legs. He's 3 catches, 28 yards on the night. After that contract dispute, he agreed to honor his contract, which has 2 years left. He received a promise that the Seahawks would negotiate to extend after this year. From the 33, 1st and 10, wide open over the middle of the 40-yard line is Chadwick, the ex-Lion. Chadwick out of Grand Valley State. Kevin Murphy on the hit. There wasn't a white and orange jersey within 7 yards of Chadwick.
And a rookie in Sean Lucas, the only true rookie among the secondary corps, in on the stop, full crossing route. Chadwick comes underneath, and he is wide open. You see that Lucas was staying in the zone to the near left side, and perhaps in man coverage should have been there. Chadwick with the grab, another first down.
From the 47, Craig will audibilize. Boyer motions top of your screen. Now sets in the slot. Look out. They will lose 2. Good penetration. Kevin Murphy got through.
Great run reaction by the Murph. Another look. John L. Williams himself said that sometimes in this offense you lose 2 yards and the next snap you gain 30.
Kevin Murphy will get the credit. It was John Cannon, really, I think, Paul, that made the play. He stayed at home, did his ground, stood up the left guard, Edwin Bailey, on the play, and that had sealed it off. Boyer again lines up, slotted out to the left side. Blades down below on the right. Craig looks at 13, almost picked off right in front of Blades. Wayne Haddix.
Excellent play by Haddix, breaking on the ball. 4-man pass rush that time in the nickel set for Tampa Bay. And Haddix, the 3-year veteran, the free agent that Ray Perkins acquired from the New York Giants, has to like this. Watch Haddix react, break, and bat it down. Man-to-man coverage against Blades.
3rd and 13, spotted at the 44-yard line. Craig again from the shotgun. Flood to the right. Williams stays in. Better hurry. Craig dumped at the 33-yard line. Everybody was covered, and they were double teaming Scansey down at the 45-yard line. Seals and Jarvis, 98 and 95 coming. And it just collapsed. They've got the stunt.
Yeah, watch him flop here. Jarvis comes outside, Seals went underneath, and Kurt, I told you earlier, he's the strongest guy on the club. He yanks down Craig with one arm.
So we will see Rick Donnelly, 6th year out of Wyoming, a Plan B, signed on from Atlanta. And back deep, Willie Drury. He had a 6-yard return, his last effort. Got the return on, beautiful kick. It is high, a little wobbly. Drury in heavy traffic, signals for the fair catch at the 33. 7:14 left to go before halftime. The Seahawks leading the Bucs by 4.
Hey, check these out. Not bad for Kmart. Yo, not bad for anybody. Let me see this. Kmart jumps into the 21st century.
I cannot believe you dragged me in here.
You'll thank me. Look at these.
Jordache, excellent. It's our secret. Swear?
Swear. I swear.
These are unbelievable. Wait till my girlfriend sees me.
Dude, what are we gonna do with the extra money that we saved?
You can start paying me back.
Paying you back? For what?
For your date with Pam.
Oh, man.
One day when I was 8 years old, we packed everything into a truck and moved to our first house. It was so exciting, all the rooms. And I remember Mom and Dad were so glad because now we had something that was really ours. To them, that house meant freedom. And it meant freedom to me, too.
We've given over 1 million families a better way to own their own home. Glendale Federal Bank, the way a bank should work.
Win a new Isuzu Rodeo. Also, Bucks game tickets, Bucks shirts, hats, and telephones from GTE Phone Mart. Watch the Buck Report with Ray Perkins and stop by participating Isuzu dealers for details.
At the Legend and Steak, prime rib is a tradition. And every Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday night, it's just $8.95. Our famous prime rib dinner, salad bar, baked potato, just $8.95 Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday at Steak and Ale.
You're watching WTOG Channel 44, your home for the best movies and more.
We've got a new quarterback. It'll be Jeff Carlson, the star of preseason game number 1. Vinny leaves 3 out of 6, 39 yards, the big one to the tight end Hall. Carlson, of course, had that great game against Cincinnati, coming off the Rams development squad. 11 out of 18, 208 yards and 1 touchdown. Cobb, the lone running back. Motion by Hall to tight end. Reggie gets a convoy around the left side, bangs his way across the 37, upended there. Tony Woods in his 4th year out of Pitt, originally a first-round draft pick back in 1987 on the hit. In the 4th, Detroit 35, Kansas City 14.
They put Carlson in the game and leave the first unit offensive line out there to work with Jeff. It appears that the quarterback picture is pretty much solidified. David Smith, as you know, was waived during the week. Todd Hamill is the 4th quarterback right now. We anticipated seeing him this evening. In the second half, it will be Chandler. We may get to see 4 Buck quarterbacks tonight.
Chandler with that economics degree out of the University of Washington. Here goes Carlson. The lefty dumps it off. Looked like Hall had it and then might have dribbled it. Hall, just a checkoff pattern. 6:17 left to go before halftime. The ball just outside the 42-yard line of the Bucks. Perkins checks in 32. Also checking in number 86. That is Ed Thomas, the rookie out of Houston. He'll have to show something if he'll be around on Wednesday morning, eh?
Yeah, the guy that played at Houston, but they moved him to linebacker for, as you know, in the run and shoot. The tight end is not utilized.
What the Bucks have done, 0 for 3 on 3rd down conversion. Carlson, dive. First down for the Buccaneers. Over the top was Reggie Cobb, blocking by Grimes and Bruin. Ned Bolkar, the rookie out of Notre Dame. He said, my style is aggressive. I'm hard-nosed. I've always been that way. It's been my personality. He's not very big.
Watch him go airborne, this Cobb, when he gets ahead of steam. A great vertical leaping ability. Cobb earns the first down. The first of the game, as you saw.
Bolkar, Jamie Kimmel, Darren Miller, all battling middle linebacker job behind Dave Wyman. Wyman, sore knee, missed a month of practice in all 3 exhibition games. Motion Anderson near side. Carlson over the middle. Oh, late penalty flag, you bet. I'll tell you, Patrick Hunter could have thrown a blanket around Pillow.
Hunter is saying, I didn't mean to do so, and that's probably the case. So often you're trying to read the receiver from the cornerback position, and he'll make a move that you aren't anticipating. And now they're going to talk about it again. There's some discussion that perhaps the ball was touched at the line of scrimmage, which would nullify the interference. But the wideout was screened, and pass interference will be the call.
This will be another conclave and another after further review call. So we'll remind you that the Meet the Buccaneers luncheon, the benefit, Tampa's J. Clifford McDonald Center. Meet the Bucs luncheon will be on Wednesday, August 29th. That's at noon at the Regency, and tickets are available. Call 870-1300.
Offensive pass interference, 10-yard penalty. Replay down, 1.
Offensive pass interference?
I'd like to see that one again. That is a very bizarre call.
See if you can pick it up again. Carlson throwing the slant route. The receiver has to react, and they say that the wideout, in this case Pello, was holding on to Hunter. It appeared that, and I couldn't see it, that he was just trying to run the slant route, break across the middle.
Can't tell from that angle. They're looking at it upstairs.
And still waiting. It's been a tough week in practice for Pello. He has dropped more than his fair share of passes this week, and he is a guy the coaching staff wants to throw to, build his confidence up.
After further review, play stands, first down.
It's inconclusive on the video, had to be.
5:05 left on the clock before halftime. Seattle 7 and the Buccaneers 3. A low-scoring game. Bucs got on the board. 7 plays, 27 yards. They used up just over 3 minutes. Donald Igwe-Buike, a 44-yard field goal. There's the replay official. That's Royal Catholic. And now they've moved the ball back to the 36-yard line. And, of course, the Seahawks scoring drive, 13 plays, 61 yards. John L. Williams, a 3-yard run, 7-3, and that's all we've got. 35-14 Detroit now at the Silverdome up in Pontiac over the Kansas City Chiefs, who probably are the most inept team, you'd have to say, after the first 3 weeks of the preseason.
They got Percy Snow there, just signed. The linebackers in camp now.
Ex-Buck Steve DeBerg got a start tonight after watching Elkins for 2 weeks. Here goes Carlson looking. Gary Anderson's got it at the 48-yard line. Out of the backfield, looping out of the left side. And Anderson did a great job to look that one into the right hip. That was actually behind him.
The favorite play, got to be, in the Bucs playbook, is the back just running out and up. And there is Anderson. Man-to-man coverage by Rufus Porter, the third-year former free agent, and there's no way he's going to be able to stay with a guy as agile as Anderson, who did a great job with the ball thrown behind him of coming back, twisting back to make the catch.
4 years, his NFL combined yardage, rushing and passing, over 4,228 yards, and that's why. They got back the penalty. Carlson in the pocket. Dances a bit, fires over the middle, dropped at the 42-yard line by Reggie Cobb. He heard footsteps.
Sure did. Sets up third down. We saw him drop one in the flat a week ago. Here, surrounded by a couple of blue jerseys, Carlson put it right on the money, and I'll chat with Reggie between plays.
Carlson came in, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 11 out of 18, 208 yards. Carrier over on the sideline. He might be through for the night.
A good shot of Sylvester Kroom, the running back coach, tutoring Cobb.
Anderson and Perkins are the running backs. Drury, Hall, and Pillow are the wide receivers. Carlson looks at 3rd and 1. Motion by Pillow near side. Anderson will get the first down. Slithers across the 45. Upended at the 44 by Bob Blackman. They've been calling his number a lot tonight, and anytime you've got the strong safety making that many tackles on the running backs, you're getting into the secondary.
Yeah, he's their #1 tackler, though, thus far in preseason, is Blackman, the rookie out of Baylor, a guy that's supplanting a 12-year veteran, the strong safety position, in Nesby Glasgow. There is Anderson, earned the first down, and he had some pretty good interference by Bruce Perkins, too, the fullback.
There you see the time left in the first half. From the 44, Reggie Cobb The lone running back. Drury wide left. Pillow top of your screen. It's Reggie again. Big hole sealed off quickly, and he crawls down near the 41 in the grasp of Ned Bolkar.
Interesting first down call. You run 2 tight ends and ball control. A Notre Dame linebacker, the 2-time team captain, the rookie in Bolkar. An undersized guy makes the stop. One-on-one.
Mentioned that he wasn't very big. He's only 6'1", 242, but he's impressed the Seahawk coaches with his ability to find the ball carrier and then smack him pretty hard. 2nd and 7 from the 41. Drury left, Pillow right. Carlson wide open. Hall, big play down to the 24.
Well, that pitch fake to Cobb freezes the linebackers, and Hall is having a big night. His 3rd catch of the night. He had only 2 grabs in all of preseason. You see the pitch fake, and boom.
How'd you like to be the free safety seeing Hall come at you?
Oh, getting a pretty good view that time was R.J. Kors. Here again, this is actually the 4th reception tonight by Hall. And the first down.
At the 24. Drury comes out wide to the left. Pillows in the slot. Backs are evened up. Anderson and Cobb. Perkins, check it. Motion by Pillow, top of the screen. Running right is Anderson. Turns the corner. Dances. Dives inside the 20. Upended down at the 17. He picks up 7. Bolkar, the first to arrive, helped out by Jenkins.
You know, the one ingredient you cannot coach is speed. And Seattle had this well defended. But watch the speed by Anderson to get outside. Seattle strings it out, and Anderson just turns it on. They have the angle. They have position. And he runs right past Bolkar. Nearly. Big gain of 7.
Time winding down, 2:04. We'll count it down on channel 44. Bucks preseason football. Seattle scored first. The Bucks got on the board to trail it by 4, but they're driving.
You can't touch this.
Coming this fall to WTOG.
You can't touch this.
5 nights a week. In September, you'll see.
You can't touch this.
3 hours of comedy. 6 shows in a row.
You can't touch this.
We'll provide the laughs. You bring the remote control.
Break it down.
Growing Pains and Mama's Family kick off the smiles. Who's the Boss with Kate Nally will have you rolling in the aisles. Night Court and Cheers may put you on the floor because no other station can touch this fall on 44.
Summertime is the best time any place. 'Cause it's summer. Summertime is here. Yes, it's summer. My time of year.
Come into McDuff and let us prove who's got the best prices on audio, video, and appliances during the Nobody Undersells McDuff sale. Save on Sony, Panasonic, GE, Whirlpool, and more. All on sale now at McDuff's guaranteed low prices. Here's proof. Save on a VHS VCR with wireless remote for just $166. Or a Whirlpool 18 cubic foot frost-free refrigerator, only $489. So come into McDuff now and save on the best brand names in the business.
Remember, nobody undersells McDuff.
Welcome back to the Kingdome in Seattle. They've got the wave going. It's the first time that the crowd's really gotten into this contest tonight. And they're trying to help that defense out a little bit. They're reeling. Carlson, poised. Found Ron Hall on a couple of big plays. And how about after that rather cheap penalty against Pillow for offensive pass interference, they were backed up all the way at their own 27.
And hit Anderson on a nice grab out of the backfield.
It's going to be very hard to audibilize down there now. Cobb is the only running back. Drury wide to the left. Pillow top of your screen. 2nd and 3 from the 17. There goes Reggie. Blocking on the left side. Gruber and McHale. Darren Como and Bolkar again. Ned starting to get involved.
A little tough on the inside there, was it not? They'll measure.
Clock is stopped. 1:45 to go.
Be interesting to see here how Carlson, hey, they get the first down, how Carlson handles the crowd, the roar of the crowd. And we mentioned it earlier, this is probably the loudest stadium in the NFL.
Although if you've ever been to the Silverdome in Pontiac, you might argue that statement.
America's vacation land, Detroit. Be there in a couple of weeks for the Bucs.
1:33 and counting down. Anderson and Hall are the tight ends. Pillow, Drury are the wideouts. Reggie the running back. Hall motions near side. Pitch out. Convoy for Cobb. Gets out of bounds. Stops the clock. They pick up 4. Tony Woods went down underneath.
One thing Buck offensive linemen can do is pull. It looked like Tom McHale had started before the snap. He was so quick. Little interference, runs through a tackle there, does Cobb, of Tony Woods, a defensive end, and then loses it out of bounds. But McHale was out there quickly. Cobb's getting a lot of work.
7 rushes, 28 carries for number 33. He came in with 12 carries, 65 yards, averaging 5.5 yards a carry, 1 touchdown. His longest run was 13. Perkins is in. Anderson is in. The crowd is getting into it. 2nd and 7 from the 11. Drury left. Pillow right. Pillow motions, bottom of your screen. Free play. Seahawks jumped. Touchdown. No! Anderson dropped it. He was all alone. It was too easy. Jacob Green jumped offside. Carlson looks over to Coach Perkins and says, I can't do it any better.
Put it right there on the outstretched, begloved fingers of Gary Anderson. That was the 8th play, so they'll get to do it again of this drive.
Defense, offside, number 79, 5 yards, repeat 2nd down.
It's
Jacob Green.
Yeah. Trying to get off. Again in this 4-3 scheme, trying to rush from the outside. He is a load, the former Aggie All-American. #1 draft choice all the way back in 1980.
Chuck Knox going to the 4-3, but he says this is the best preseason he's had in the 8 years he's been here in Seattle, as far as coaching and teaching, and as far as the players that he's had to work with and their work ethic. But they've got 20 to cut down on Tuesday. Out of the I pro set. Anderson knifes his way down to the 5, and another penalty flag is down. Rufus Porter, number 97, 6'1", 226, a free agent from 1988, the first Seahawk to arrive.
Now, Rufus Porter is a big-time player, 2-time Pro Bowler.
Uh-oh.
A bad time for that to happen. It's the worst place in the world to make mistakes like that.
Offensive holding, number 82, 10-yard
Ron
penalty.
Hall.
Repeat 2nd down.
71 seconds left before halftime. Don't go away. John Summer, Diane Roberts standing by back at Channel 44. Special halftime edition of the Channel 44 News at 10.
Oh, what you call here? Perhaps the running back in the end zone, fade route to the corner. They got twin receivers up top.
Anderson left, one-on-one coverage. Slot out to the right. Carlson, 2nd and 12. Looks left, fires left, slant into Anderson, dropped at the 2. In double coverage, Patrick Hunter made a nice hit. That's 2 in a row. The first one certainly should have been caught by Anderson.
Easier said than done. Carlson puts it right on the money. Look at this. Right there. But with him, stride for stride, was Hunter to break it up. And Coors came over as well. Watch the hit. Hunter comes around from the backside, and Anderson was trying to protect himself from Coors coming in there. They roughed him up.
Yeah, I think the vision might have been blurred by Coors there. A rather imposing sight. 7 defensive backs in for the Seahawks now. From the 16, it's 3rd and 12. Carlson scoops up the low snap. Backpedals. Penalty flag is down. It'll be holding against the Bucs. Intercepted, or was he out of bounds? Eugene Robinson, let's watch the right foot. That right foot might have come down out of bounds. The officials were watching to see if he had the ball. Frank Pillow is over pointing and saying, hey, the right foot was out of bounds.
The worst thing you want to do here is throw an interception. Turn it over after you've held the ball for 10 plays.
Offensive holding.
I want to see where his foot was at the 12-yard line. Watch the right foot.
Carlson does not want to take the sack here inside the 20, 30-yard line, but he forces the pass. And in double, triple coverage, the ball that should have never been thrown, forced to make a play, and indeed, that's a good interception.
58 seconds left to go in the first half. The Seahawks dodge a bullet on a pass that never should have been thrown.
I read somewhere that people shop an average of 2 to 3 times before they buy a new car. I don't do anything average. I took my time, and you know what? I bought a Buick Regal 4-door sedan. Surprised? It's tight, and it's got a 3800 engine that makes me feel like Mario Andretti's girlfriend. Beautiful, dependable, great price. My mother used to call that value.
It's a Regal revolution.
Regal at your Suncoast Buick dealers now.
Not 3, not 2, but 1. One coat Hammerite means you don't need a primer or an undercoat, and there's no unsightly rust. Sorry, Marvin. Just one generous coat stops rust on gates, garden furniture, swings, bikes, cars, oil rigs, and gives a tough hammered finish. Hammerite comes in 14, 14, 14! Thank you, Marvin. Attractive colors plus white. Remember, no primer, no undercoat, no rust. That's one coat Hammerite with glass guard. All right!
It is one of the most rigorously tested fluids on Earth, relentlessly measured for maximum protection against the friction, the heat, and stress of today's engines. It is today's Quaker State. The Big Q is one tough motor oil.
Here's a value that's tough to beat. Buy a case of Quaker State and send for a $3 certificate good for a future purchase at your retailer. Or with a Quaker State oil change, get a $2 certificate toward your next change. Get details wherever Quaker State is sold.
Back at the Kingdome, Carlson now 3 out of 6, 41 yards, and a very costly interception, forcing the ball right there. I mean, there's triple coverage.
No time to put it up. We mentioned Carlson, how important it would be for him to display poise in that corner of the field. Well, it didn't happen, and the guys in blue have the ball.
Ground Chuck, as the offense used to be known. He'll keep it on the ground. Chuck is very conservative, and the fans will respond up near the 15-yard line. Kevin Murphy on the hit. Williams and Fenner, the running backs. John L. Williams, a 3-yard touchdown run in the first. That put the 7 points on the board for Seattle. And then Donald Igwebuike answered with a 44-yard field goal, his first of the preseason. 7-3, and unless Ground Chuck surprises everybody, we'll have one more snap here in the first half, and then a special edition of the Channel 44 News at 10 at about 10:24.
Good to see Carlson in the second half, though. Or rather, Chandler. Pardon me.
Correct. They'll keep it on the ground, nothing doing. Williams dances the other way, bounces to the 22. 5 ticks on the clock. Eric Everett on the stop. So they will head to their respective locker rooms. 30 minutes left in preseason game number 3. The Bucs are 2-0. The Seahawks are 2-1. And the Seahawks leave at the intermission with a 4-point lead. We'll come back to the Kingdome after this timeout.
The organizers of a recent national sports event had a slight coordination problem. How to link 34 events in 6 different cities. So GTE designed and maintained a network that not only connected people to information, but made it possible for the competition to begin. You see, at GTE, it's not just communications we offer, it's solutions. Call us. We're ready.
I remember this old man on my paper route. He was a real grouch, Mr. Krischer. But then I found out his wife was sick and stuff, so I just started, being nice to him. I mean, that's all people want. They just want to be treated like they're important. One time, he even gave me a tip.
We try to make every customer feel like our most important customer. Glendale Federal Bank, the way a bank should work.
Cape Hatteras and Old Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. Hatteras means surf casting for bluefish, and man, do they love to fight. And Old Milwaukee means a great beer. Cold, crisp Old Milwaukee beer and smooth, golden Old Milwaukee Light.
Something like the flavor of a special place, an old Milwaukee beer.
Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light.
Hey, guys, this doesn't get any better than this.
Along with Bob Alvarez and Paul Kennedy, I'm Jim Kelly. Welcome back to the Kingdome in Seattle. It's 7-3 in favor of the Seahawks, but right now, let's join John Summer and Diane Roberts for a special halftime edition of the 44 News at 10.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Diane Roberts.
I'm John Summer. Next on the halftime edition of 44 News tonight, a standoff in Kuwait as U.S. diplomats refuse to give up our embassy.
Jim Siligo is standing by live to let you know if any Bay Area reservists got the call to duty.
Plus, we'll show you how the Mideast crisis affects your wallet.
And Wendy lets you know if your weekend will be a washout. Your first late news is next on 44 News.
This is WTOG 44 News at 10. With John Summer, Diane Roberts, Bob Alvarez on sports, and Wendy Ross with your weather. And now, your first late news.
Tonight, the standoff continues around several foreign embassies in Kuwait, including the American mission. Good evening. I'm John Summer.
I'm Diane Roberts. Welcome to a special halftime edition of 44 News. Tonight, the latest on the Mideast crisis is our top story. And the focus is on several fronts, starting off on the U.S. Embassy in Kuwait, where American diplomats refuse to leave. You'll also find out about the call-up of reserves around the U.S., and we'll check in with Jim Siligo to find out if any Bay Area reserves got the call. Plus, we'll find out how all this affects the U.S. economy. Let's begin with embassy standoff in Kuwait City. Tonight, the British Foreign Office reports Iraqi forces have positioned tanks outside its embassy.
Earlier in the day, guards were posted there, and the phone lines and electricity were cut off. Only a few blocks away stands the American embassy, where Ambassador Nathan Howell and a small staff hold down the fort. While Howell is determined to stay, the Iraqis aren't letting anyone else leave now anyway until the order to shut down the embassy is obeyed. Meanwhile, in Kennebunkport, Maine, President Bush played a round of golf with some of his sons and refused to respond to any questions.
President, what are we going to do if Iraq takes over the Kuwait embassy?
And one other development tonight, the Soviet ambassador to the United Nations says his country will support a UN resolution to use limited force, if necessary, to stop ships suspected of ignoring the embargo against Iraq. We've learned tonight that tomorrow morning, more than 30,000 naval reservists will find out they're called to active duty.
The Navy isn't releasing names or hometowns yet, but they do tell 44 News most are medical personnel, and already several Air Force Reserve units are called to duty. For more on how Bay Area reservists are affected, we'll go to Jim Siligo live at National Guard headquarters in Tampa. Jim, what's the situation?
Well, John and Diane, there's an old saying, they also serve who only stand and wait. Tonight, Florida Guardsmen are standing by and waiting for a call. So far, only 6 units have actually been called to active duty, all Air Force and all in other states. Those units fly or service large air cargo planes. Meanwhile, here in the Bay Area, it's business as usual at the 53rd Infantry Brigade, the largest guard unit in the state. However, many of the 3,200 members of the unit have been calling in, wondering if the brigades received the call.
We've got innumerable phone calls asking, are we activated? Are we any kind of state of alert? And of course the answer is no. We've not been put on any kind of alert. It's business as usual, but we're in a constant state of preparedness and readiness.
Now, this is an infantry unit, and officials do not expect a call, but they say, as always, they're ready if one comes. John and Diane?
Jim, what about Florida Air Guard, Air Reserve? Why didn't they receive any calls?
Most of the Florida Air Guard and Air Reserve units are related to tactical aircraft, fighter aircraft, and the call went out to cargo plane operators and handlers today.
I see. Okay, thanks. Jim Siligo.
When you expect to be sent there, the Mideast seems awful far away. But what goes on there is felt right here in the Bay Area tonight. As Catherine Bursch reports, the Mideast crisis is helping push the U.S. into a recession, and that will make a difference to all of us.
Tensions in the Mideast are causing oil prices to spiral and stocks to tumble. Although the market rebounded today, investors remain nervous and some are selling in a panic. The U.S. economy has been sluggish, and economic experts say the Mideast crisis will now move us into a recession faster. However, USF finance professor Samuel Bulmash doesn't predict a deep depression.
I don't share the beliefs of those that see the end of the world coming. I mentioned earlier that I think that the market overreacted. I don't share the gloom and doom predictions.
For U.S. residents, a recession will mean lower wages, higher prices, and more unemployment. But like every economic cycle, some people will benefit from a recession. It might even mean a boost for Florida tourism, because there will be less vacationing done abroad. Catherine Bursch, 44 News at 10.
Many Bay Area residents will soon see an increase in their power bill as a direct result of the Mideast crisis. Rising fuel costs are causing Florida Power Corporation to boost its rates. The average residential bill will go up 74 cents starting in October. The face-off in Florida's governor's race tightens up another notch tonight with another debate between Lawton Chiles and Bill Nelson. Instead of asking each other questions, reporters had the honor tonight in Orlando, and they quickly bore down on the issue of negative campaigning.
And I think the pattern is it's kind of throw enough mud on the wall, and the other man has to spend all of his time trying to get the mud off the wall, and he never gets a chance to do anything else. And
there's a pattern of this kind of secrecy that has been going on in Lawton's life. Disclosure of his financial assets.
The two men described their head-butting campaign as a family dispute between friends. As they both say, if their opponent wins, they'll stand behind him and lend their support. And before we get back to the game, let's check in with Wendy Ross now.
She has a look at the Tampa Bay weekend weather. Wendy?
Diane, we're also going to take a look at a new development. This is a tropical depression which formed earlier this afternoon. And for those of you who would like to plot this storm, latitude 13.2 north, longitude 48.3 west. The storm is moving towards the west-northwest at around 10 miles per hour and is very, very far from the Tampa Bay area, will not have any kind of impact on our weather whatsoever. As a matter of fact, the cloudy skies we saw today had nothing whatsoever to do with that system out there, but it did bring about some cooler temperatures as a result of the clouds and, of course, some of the rain that we saw. One of the warmer readings in Lakeland, Bradenton, and Sarasota, each reporting a high of 88 degrees. Overnight lows tonight will be dropping down into the 70s, and we will continue to see cloudy skies all across the Tampa Bay region tonight. There is a possibility for overnight that we will see some thunderstorms developing. These will be isolated showers, and once again, the overnight low reading is expected to be about 76 degrees. For tomorrow, you can expect to see more cloudy weather and a very good possibility of some thunderstorms, so those clouds and the storms will continue for the next 24 hours. Thunderstorms any time tomorrow with a high of 88 degrees. Partly cloudy skies for tomorrow night, an overnight low of 75, and out in the Gulf, the temperature 89 degrees. Winds will be out of the south-southwest at 5 to 10 knots. Seas will range 1 to 2 feet. For the next 5 days, we'll finally get out of the cloud cover by Sunday and Monday, going back to partly cloudy skies, and then Tuesday and Wednesday, the thunderstorms return, and thunderstorms once again will be the weather word for tomorrow. John and Diane?
Okay, thanks, Wendy. That's our slightly trimmed down edition of 44 News at 10, our birthday edition for John.
Well,
Happy
thank
birthday.
you very much.
Good night,
I appreciate
everyone.
that. I'm John Summer. Enjoy the second half of the game, and we will see you again on Monday for our regular edition of your First Late News, 44 News at 10. Take care.
Friday night, it's gonna be a hot night in Tampa Bay. 8 p.m. with your last chance to see the Buccaneers before kickoff of the regular season. Jets, Buccaneers. Watch the Bucs preseason finale against a New York Jets team who think they've got the guts to handle the Buccaneers. Exclusive. Strap yourself in because it's gonna be a wild ride. WTOG, Friday night at 8 on your 44.
Courtesy Pontiac has made a special direct factory closeout purchase of 300 brand new 1990 Pontiac Le Mans with incredible factory discounts of $2,850, including $600 for first-time buyers. Courtesy's price to you this week is just $4,788. Your full delivered no bull price is $4,788. After just $488 down, you own your new Le Mans for $99 a month. That's Courtesy on the corner of Hillsborough and Dale Mabry, Tampa.
Participating sponsors for tonight's game are SeaWorld of Orlando, Coors featuring Coors Light and Keystone, Busch Gardens, the Dark Continent, Tampa. And by Glendale Federal, the way a bank should work.
Well, we saw Jeff Carlson thrown in the game in the second quarter. One reason may have been is that Ray Perkins may have wanted to simulate a real game situation. When Carlson played against Cincinnati, he had a few days to think about it, knowing he was going into the ball game. Tonight, Perkins takes him off the bench and throws him into the ball game. So Ray may have wanted to simulate a real game situation with Jeff Carlson to see how he would handle it. Jim, Paul?
There is Jeff Carlson. He's 3 out of 6, 41 yards, 1 interception. And Vinny Testaverde, also 3 out of 6, 39 yards, no interceptions, no touchdowns for either. Chuck Knox right there in his 8th year as the head Seahawk here in Seattle, a slimmed down Chuck Knox. Interesting that both Carlson and Testaverde, their longest completion, 19 for Jeff, 28 for Vinny, to the same man, number 82, Ron Hall.
We were expecting a lot more, weren't we, I think, from Chuck Knox's Seattle Seahawks in terms of their spread or shotgun offense. That's Kelly Stouffer.
Kelly Stouffer,
rather, who we'll see in the second half. And we'll also get to see the return of the former University of Washington star in Chris Chandler.
Chris Chandler, there's Ray Perkins, of course, as we get set to start this second half. It'll be interesting to see Chandler's first action here, coming back home where he grew up. Used to do a little crabbing in Puget Sound. Said he sold them for $6 a piece. There is Donald Igwe-Buike. Paul Kennedy has already talked about working on his leg strength. And of course, the man fighting for his job, Steve Christie, has already put 6 of his kickoffs into the end zone. 3 of those have been 7 yards deep. Here's Donald under game conditions. It's end over end. It's not deep at the 3. Billy Joe Edmonds. He gets away from a couple of the white and orange and is finally upended. Rod Jones was over there. So the Seahawks, leading 7-3, take over with 14:52 left to go in the third. And it's Kelly Stouffer out of Colorado State, traded by the Cardinals back in '88. Last year, no touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
As if we'll have a couple of formerly disgruntled quarterbacks who've gone on to bigger and better things. That's the guy that told the Cards that he wouldn't play for him, and they ended up trading him here.
So Stouffer bends in. Works with Boyer to the right, Blades to the left. It goes to Loville. And he hammers his way up near the 25. And a second little skirmish breaks out. And a third one breaks out after they get the second one under control. Talking about Blades, at halftime I was over visiting with Tom Flores, who of course was the man that finally got Blades into camp, and also the former All-America out of Stanford, John Brody, who's here in town. They're having the GTE golf tournament for seniors. Lee Trevino, all here. And I was talking about Blades. I said he looked pretty good. Brody said he didn't look all that good. I saw him running a couple of routes, Brody was saying, and he really wasn't where he's supposed to be. Interesting. All depends how you look at it, huh?
And from Blades' perspective, he did what he was supposed to do. He caught the ball and at times caught it in traffic.
2nd and 5 from the 26. Stouffer hands it off. James Jones, the ex-Gator, hurls over one buck, throws himself down at the 30-yard line. Rod Jones got him first.
The former University of Florida star, a #1 pick by the Detroit Lions, who had a great stay up there, played in only 1 play last year against the San Diego Chargers before he busted his wrist. Looks to be in midseason form as he hurdles for a first down.
Out of Eli High School in Pompano Beach, Florida. The ex-Gator, and we've got a first down at the 32-yard line.
He's been, Jim, their leading rusher in preseason, Cash Jones.
Seahawks have a little farm club in Detroit. Chadwick, Jones, it's Jones again. Left side, blocking by Bailey and Heck. And a pickup of 3. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7, 12:44 left to go. Defensive front of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're looking for more pressure on the passer.
They got Reuben Davis and Sean Lee are both home this week. So there is Ray Seals, who had a solid first half, the New York native.
Mark Robinson also back home, nursing that injured back. Certainly would like to see his secondary mate, Ricky Reynolds, sign soon, eh?
Yeah, they need to get that secondary together to work together.
Loville, left side, sealed off nicely by Harry Hamilton. Robinson was talking the other day, as you look at that replay, about how improved the Bucs are defensively in the backfield with the plan B and free agent acquisitions. But he says the key to the Bucs secondary, working with Jones and Reynolds. He said, I really want to see Ricky back in there so that we can work together as a unit. Knowing what the other guy is doing is really what makes the difference in the secondary. He said we all know each other pretty well, but they are light years apart.
Yeah, I talked to Phil Kruger, who did not make the trip, the executive with the Bucs, who has been so busy and done such a great job of getting the stars into camp, and he's working on it as hard as he can.
Stoffer facing 6 defensive backs for the Buccaneers. Gives it the pump fake, and nope, biting his Ray Seals. Seals continues to improve. Said his first job was to make the football team. Then it was to break into the unit and just get into game action. Now he really thinks he's got a chance to become a starter.
A guy with 5 tackles last week against the Patriots has a sack here. Overpowered the tackle on that side for the shot. He's 200 and close to 80 pounds. Guy that never played in college, as you know.
Well, he lost 41 pounds, and he beat Ray Perkins out of $2,500, and he lost that 41 pounds without stomach staples. Drury back deep at the 29. Going east-west. You've got to go north-south. Maybe a pickup of 1. Bucs ball when we come back after that 44-yard punt and a 1-yard return. Seahawks lead the Bucs by 4.
Come into McDuff and let us prove who's got the best prices on audio, video, and appliances during the Nobody Undersells McDuff sale. Save on Sony, Panasonic, GE, Whirlpool, and more. All on sale now at McDuff's guaranteed low prices. Here's proof. Save on a 13-inch remote color TV for just $166. Or a Frigidaire heavy-duty automatic washer only $249. So come into McDuff now and save on the best brand names in the business.
Remember, nobody undersells McDuff.
Chick-fil-A, don't you just love it? Chick-fil-A, don't you just love it? Chick-fil-A, don't you just love it?
Chick-fil-A has crisp garden-fresh salads that are delightful and delicious. Like our char-grilled chicken garden salad. So head to Chick-fil-A before we're fresh out.
Chick-fil-A, taste it, you'll love it for good.
The Toyota versus the Isuzu standard pickup. If Earth were invaded by giant reptiles, which would be better prepared?
Get out of here!
Well, first of all, the Isuzu gets better mileage than Toyota. That's helpful. Plus, it has the biggest payload in its class, so it can carry more. All in all, when the giant lizards come, I'd rather be in an Isuzu.
Because it even has more legroom. The Isuzu pickup at just $7,779, there's no comparison.
That man, Ray Seals, trying to make this football team. Again, broke his foot against San Francisco on crutches for 8 or 9 weeks. That's when he beefed up Paul Kennedy. He was on crutches. He was inactive. Then he came back. He worked out so much, he had to keep eating to keep his strength up. And that's when he bulked up and put on that extra weight.
Yeah, lost his quickness. It's a long way to be starting in the NFL from the Syracuse Express of the Eastern Football League.
Todd Hamill, the new Buccaneers quarterback, fires up high, looking at a slant-in pattern for Terry Anthony, the rookie out of Florida State. Now Hamill out of Stephen F. Austin, a 12th round draft pick. He'll be a man the coaches will look at on film after this preseason appearance. The cut-down date is Tuesday. They've got to slice 9 from the roster. Chandler expected to play. I guess now we'll see him in the 4th quarter.
Hamill, the Southland Conference Player of the Year. There's Chandler waiting in the wings. Threw for close to 9,000 yards and 65 touchdowns as a collegiate.
Of Indian descent, also plays the bass guitar. Here's a little delay. Reggie Cobb churns his way up the middle, fights his way up near the 35. Jethro Franklin in his 2nd year out of Fresno State, a free agent for the Seahawks last year. The first to make the hit.
Yeah, and the umpire, Neil Garrett, in on the stop, too. He'll get in the way. Watch Cobb explode through there. Nice hole. Yep, there's Mr. Garrett. Oh, piling on.
Cincinnati, they have defeated New England 13-10. A David Browndyke 26-yard field goal, 8:48 into overtime. So that one is over. 3rd and 6 from the 34. 10:06 to go here. Shotgun. Hamill back. Pumps. Fires. Dropped at the 47-yard line. But hold on. A penalty flag thrown as far as the pigskin. John Harvey was out of the backfield. A flag to be checked out. The last one like this went against the Buccaneers. Offensive call against Frank Pillow. This one's against the Seahawks.
Illegal use of hands against Jefferson. See what happens here out of the shotgun. One of the few times tonight the Bucs have done it. Now the rookie is
5-yard penalty.
A little nervous. And that touch there, 26 on 26, is what they flagged Jefferson for.
So the line of scrimmage just outside the 39 of Tampa Bay. 10:01 to go here in the third. 7-3 is our score. Seahawks. John L. Williams, a 3-yard run for Seattle's only score. A 44-yard field goal by Donald Igwebuike. Reggie Cobb turns around and tells Derek Douglas the play. Backpedaling. Hamill chased out. Down he goes on one knee at the 32. Steve Alford out of Washington in his 3rd year, a free agent. Tom Flory's very busy in the free agent market. He's done a good job.
Working against number 70. The top of your picture, see if you can pick him up, Harry Swain. Harry can't keep him out, in fact, shoves him toward Hamill. Good pass rush.
So now the Buccaneers are faced with a 2nd and 17 situation at their 32-yard line. Coming out wide to the left. Anthony along with Chris Ford. Backs are evened up. Cobb and Douglas. Hamill sends Douglas in motion now. Quick drop. Dancing feet. Loops it out. Incomplete at the 43-yard line looking for Jesse Anderson. Anderson was open. That's what Hamill saw, and the ball was deflected by Dwayne Harper in his 3rd year out of South Carolina.
He looked to be throwing, did Todd, off his back foot. See if he throws. Boom, yeah. Floats it out there, and it enables Harper to get over there and react on it. For Anderson, even though he has that great speed, was open. But when the pass is late arriving, Harper can react and bat it away.
2 interceptions last year. Signed on as a free agent back in '88. Shotgun on 3rd and 17. Ford, Anthony are the wideouts. Hamill has to do something. Not like that. Loose football covered by the Bucs, but they are saying he was down in the grass. Harry Swain, number 70, fell on the loose football, but the first-year referee, Howard Rowe, had blown the whistle. Eric Hayes forced the fumble, the rookie out of Florida State. Watch here.
Yeah, again out of the shotgun, and the pass rush is awesome. The pocket just collapsed. All right, Hamill. Fortunately, Swain was there for the Bucs, and now Mora has to boot it away, get some field position.
James Jefferson back deep, number 26. Chris Moore averaged just under 40 yards a punt last year. Barely got it away. Hangs it high. A beauty, a spiral, a fair catch at the 26. And that's where the Seahawks will start from again. Kelly Stoffer cuts out again. It's 8:58 left to go. Seahawks by 4 over the Bucs on Channel 44.
Can't touch this.
Coming this fall to WTOG.
Can't touch this.
Every night at 8, the stars are yours to see.
Can't touch this.
We've got premieres, hot tickets, and more.
Can't touch this.
Go to the movies with your 44.
Break it down.
Nicholson, Stallone, and Bronson are here with Murphy, Whoopi, Goldie, and Gere. See Turner, Willis, Keaton, and more. No other station can touch. This fall on 44.
Ernie Hare, Ford, Jeep, Eagle, Tampa, presents an offer so strong it may be withdrawn without notice. Test drive any new Ford and get a Sea Escape Cruise certificate for 2. Again, test drive any new Ford, fill out a short evaluation form, and get a Sea Escape Cruise certificate for 2. No purchase is necessary, but you must call for an appointment. Tampa Bay's #1 volume dealer, Ernie Hare, Ford, Jeep, Eagle, Tampa.
Not 3, not 2, but 1. One-coat Hammerite means you don't need a primer or an undercoat, and there's no unsightly rust. Sorry, Marvin. Just one generous coat stops rust on gates, garden furniture, swings, bikes, cars, oil rigs, and gives a tough hammered finish. Hammerite comes in 14, 14, 14! Thank you, Marvin. Attractive colors plus white. Remember, no primer, no undercoat, no rust. That's one-coat Hammerite with glass guards. All right!
Vinny blowing bubbles on the sideline. We've got 8:58 left to go in the third. It's 1st and 10 for the Seahawks at their own 26-yard lines. How about that defensive front right now for Tampa Bay? Gardner's in.
3 new guys. Pick Goff is in there as well. Gardner out of Kentucky is going to get a great deal of work in the second half.
And Tim Newton rounds out the Where's the Beef boys. Stoffer stays in. He's got Boyer wide to the right. Terry Obie, the rookie, top of the screen. Stoffer floats one over the middle. Oh, could have been picked off. Deflected. Loville batted it up like the volleyball drill. Harry Hamilton had a shot.
Hamilton, the 7th-year veteran, nearly had an interception. The rookie in Derek Loville, a free agent. Stoffer laid it out there for him. Loville said that at times he hyperventilates. He's so excited to be in the NFL. The all-time leading rusher in Oregon history.
Talked about Mark Robinson back home with a bad back. How much do you think Harry Hamilton misses his presence? They were together at Penn State. They've been together for 7 years. Talk about knowing what your teammates are going to do. Dive over the right side. That is Derek Loville again in the grasp of Sidney Coleman.
Coleman playing with bruised ribs. You see the padding around that rib cage? Makes him look gargantuan. Guy who missed most of last season with a knee injury. Playing on the inside behind Eugene Marv. Slides over, fights through the stiff arm, and takes him down.
Final in from the Silverdome in Detroit. 35-21. Lions on top over Kansas City. So Steve DeBerg able to put a couple of points on the board. 6 defensive backs are in now for the Buccaneers. 3rd and 6. James Jones, the lone running back. Jones, Hamilton, Odie Harris, Haddix, all in there. Stoffer out of the shotgun. Pressure right side, out of the pocket. Floats from the 22, caught at the 40, down at the 43. Jones again. Nice touch by Stoffer.
In this multiple offense, not only do you have 4 wideouts, but you also have Jones coming out, circling out of the backfield. Little scramble by Stoffer and just eyeing Jones most of the way. Lays it out there. A good catch, too, by the former Detroit and Florida star.
Almost a late hit by Everett.
You know,
Jones gets a rest. They needed 6. They got 12 from the 42. It's 1st and 10. Stoffer. Boyer to the left. Whoop. Looks like they might have had a little trick play on Loville, and here comes a late flag.
It may be against Brian Millard, the tackle. The Bucs had a safety blitz on. Odie Harris was crashing from his strong safety slot. That broke the play down early. This is a familiar scene this evening, isn't it? The officials convening.
A little chop block. No number yet, but we believe it to be 71 in his 7th year out of Texas.
Personal foul, illegal crackback block, 15-yard penalty, offense. Repeat, 1st down.
Well, the rookie referee, Howard Rowe, didn't tell us who it was, but we believe it to be Brian Millard in his 7th year out of Texas. Watch number 71, right side of your screen down low.
There it was. It was Terry Obie, who was right around Millard, the wide receiver, and he clipped Odie Harris. So that's how you can really get hurt.
1st and 25 from the 27. Loville in the backfield, motioned by Boyer. Loville gets it. Boyer throws the block, and the Bucs have Loville at the 28-yard line. Sidney Coleman, then Broderick Thomas came over, and one thing you want to do if you're getting into a fight on the football field is keep your helmet on. You do not take your helmet off and start throwing punches.
Newton is saying, hey, you're going to call a foul on me for an elbow? They can eject him here, too. They feel it's getting out of hand in the interior.
That is simply lack of discipline.
Got a dead ball foul, number 96, personal foul, 15-yard penalty.
That's Newton.
And that penalty was called, Paul Kennedy, after they had separated the combatants. That's why I say lack of discipline. One thing to throw a punch when you're still in the heat of combat, but you don't throw the sucker punch, not with the referee right in front of you. 2nd and 8 from the 44 was the situation. And after that personal foul call, it's 1st and 10. Spot the ball just outside the 44, 6:37 to go. Chris McLemore is in now, a free agent out of Arizona. Shotgun on 1st down. Flood left, slot right. Stopper's arm is hit. It's a loose football, and the ball belongs to Tampa Bay. It was Ray Seals that got to Stopper. And it's Tim Newton who was called for the personal foul that fell on the ball. Now, Chuck Knox will say, wait a minute, his arm was in forward progress.
Seals is having a super game. And he comes crashing from the outside and puts that big right mid up there. And the ball comes out. From the left of your screen will come Seals. Stopper steps up, and indeed, his arm was not moving. And it belongs to the Bucs.
Pizza Hut Delivery presents the $4 pizza deal.
Hold the phone. You tell me our first pizza is
regular price.
And up to 4 more pizzas are each?
$4.
What about a pepperoni lovers?
Regular price.
And a supreme?
$4.
5 meat lover pizzas.
Regular price, $4, $4, $4, $4.
For a limited time, first pizza regular price up to 4 more, just $4 each.
Sure, how about 3 Supremes, an NFL franchise, and a pepperoni lovers pizza?
Regular price, $4, $4, $500 million, $4.
She knows her bucks.
Storm. This is great. Look at this. Look at this. This is great. Oh, look at this.
Get to know Geostorm.
Oh, look at this. Oh,
Look at this
that's great.
and get a great deal
This is, look at this.
at your Chevrolet Geo dealers.
Here is another look. Watch Seals, left side of the screen. Stopper steps to the pocket, and the arm was definitely coming forward. And after further review, they have reversed it. The Bucs offense was out on the field.
Pass, 2nd down.
There was a side view, too, that the replay official looked at, which showed it far more conclusively than did that angle.
Now they're trying to say, Chuck, you've got to get off the field. That was before the reversal. 2nd and 10 from the 44. Tampa Bay trails by 4. Sweeps to the left, and there was nobody there. Loville tripped, might have tripped on the exchange with Stopper.
Yeah. The Bucs thought, because they have not even practiced on an artificial surface prior to tonight's game, that they might be stumbling about again. But it's Loville falling over his own feet or over Stopper's feet.
So they lose 5. 3rd and 15. Good time for a blitz right here. The Bucs defense would like to force some kind of a turnover. McLemore, the lone running back. Chadwick, Boyer, Sandusky, and Blades are the wideouts. Flood left, slot right. Stopper asks Boyer to go in motion. Kelly, deep drop, pumps, fires, caught. Boyer, slant in at the 42, but shy of 1st down yardage. Cooper on the coverage.
Excellent defense. And Evan Cooper right there in man coverage. 1 linebacker, 6 defensive backs, and Cooper, the plan B guy out of Atlanta, is there right with him in a sure open field tackle.
So Rick Donnelly in his 6th year out of Wyoming, a plan B free agent, signed on from the Falcons this year. Averaged about 38.5 yards a kick, his longest 51 last year. Willie Drury is back deep, number 87. Bucks were coming. Oh, Donnelly hangs it high. Drury, fair catches at the 17. Bucks ball when we come back. 4:42 left in the third. Seahawks 7, Tampa Bay 3.
We've placed these 2 similar 4x4s in this swamp to see if there's any real difference. Sure, they both have lots of luggage space, plenty of room for 5, and don't think the Gators haven't noticed. But only the Isuzu Trooper has auto-locking hubs, so you don't have to get out to get into 4-wheel drive. So, combined with its very low price, we see that only the Trooper won't cost you an arm and a leg. The Isuzu Trooper at just $13,699. There's no comparison.
Getting your checking account statement every month can be rather frustrating. Especially if you're getting hit with per-check charges. So if your checking account is driving you crazy, check smart at Southeast Bank. Write all the checks you want for 1 flat fee and get lots of free services. Check smart checking from Southeast Bank.
It's time to call Southeast.
Share the spirit of a distant land.
Celebrate the sunrise, celebrate the day. Celebrate the life you live and let your soul play. Let your soul sing, la, la, la. Let your soul love.
Busch Gardens at Tampa Bay, no place else.
Hey, you warm-blooded rookies. Time to take a double dare. Got a twist to Adventure Island's new Caribbean corkscrew. It'll turn you into a Caribbean amphibian. No problem, Mom.
The 3rd leading passer in Husky history at Washington. 4,442 yards, passing 32 touchdowns. An economics degree. He led the Huskies to a 14-7-1 record and Sun Bowl appearance in 1986, the Independence Bowl in 1987. Chris Chandler, 2 out of 4, 1 touchdown toss. And what's interesting about the touchdown, it really impressed Ray Perkins in a short amount of time with his system. That was a checkoff call.
He says he's still learning the offense. Let's see how much progress he's made in a week.
Bad field position, though. They start at their own 18. Douglas hurls his body across the 20-yard line for a short gain. They're working now with the 2nd offensive line. Dill, Mayberry, Beckles, Swain, Anderson at tight end. Ford and Anthony are the wideouts. Cobb and Douglas in the backfield for Chandler, who is an avid golfer. Said he would play golf every day if he could. Started playing when he was about 10 years of age. Big Seahawks fan, of course. Grew up near the stadium here. Used to watch Zorn and Largent when he was at the university. Likes to ski, likes to fish. 2nd and 7 for Chandler. Anthony left, Ford right. Wants it, flares it out, and a mix-up between the quarterback and the receiver, Chris Ford. And he's telling Perkins it wasn't my fault.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a hook out there. It may have sailed on him a little bit, too. As he and Ray Perkins both know, the toughest part about the situation now is that he has to be totally comfortable in the offense and be thinking more about what the defense is doing. And he's not to that point. He's not quite sure of himself in this offensive scheme as he heads into his 3rd week in a Buck uniform.
Ford and Anthony are to the right. Pillow is wide left. 7 defensive backs. Chandler in the shotgun. Incomplete. And again, this time it was Anthony. He turned it inside. Chandler fired it outside. So the 2nd straight misread from the quarterback and the wideout. They'll get together on the sideline, and Coach Perkins will get together with Chandler. 3:51 left to go in the 3rd. Seahawks 7, Bucks 3. James Jefferson, 26, is back deep. And Chris Moore again in to do the punting. He could use a good one. Otherwise, the Seahawks will have very good field position. Moore, a second-year veteran drafted by the Bucks, the 6th rounder, recovered from that bruised chest, suffered in a minor car accident 10 days ago. Look at this. Well, we talked about it in the first half. We'll have to talk about it in the second half, and we hate to keep harping on it, but the kick coverage is abysmal.
Jefferson, who popped a 97-yard return for a touchdown against the Chiefs, gets a great block here early to spring him. Right there, it comes from Darren Miller, and he finds the boundary and is off and running. And the Bucks have really struggled covering punts this evening.
Chris Moore did his job, a 51-yard punt, but a 23-yard return by James Jefferson. 1st and 10 at midfield. Stoffer stays in at quarterback. Blade, Sandusky, Boyer, the wideouts. Stoffer up top over the middle. Safety valves it out at the 47-yard line. Loville looped out of the backfield.
Right in front of the linebacker, the secondary for the Bucks with a pretty good job of locking on. The offensive line keeping the defensive front at bay. So he went the only place he could. That was underneath.
I want to talk about the kicking game. We talked about Moore getting back in there along with Igwe Buike. Chris was saying these are his 2 weeks, because now they're listed as number 1 in the depth chart. Talks about Royals and Christie. He said they had their shot. Now it's Iggy and me, and we plan to keep it that way. The other way, around the left side, inside the 40. That's a Seahawk first down. Winston Moss hanging on in the grass.
Watch Michael Tanks, number 60, pulling to lead the way. And a good lead block as well by Finner. And squaring up and spurting through Loville.
Boyer stays in. Terry Obie stays in. Loville is also in. 2:15 left to go. McLemore, Loville evened up. Boyer wide to the right. Obie top of your screen. They change the coverage up. The Bucks do. Oh, what a move. Oh, McLemore. He left Odie Harris. Thomas finally made the tackle, but Odie Harris is not going to like looking at the films of this. Watch the move right there.
Shift, went left, went right. Left him dead to rights. McLemore began his career with the Colts, had 2 stints with the Raiders. Look at this, shuck and jive. Oh, Odie Harris guessed wrong, wouldn't you say? Nice recovery, however, by Broderick Thomas.
Out of the I-Pro set as you look at the rushing yardage. 2nd and 1 from the 30. Loville, McLemore. Boyer motions. Loville knifes his way down inside the 25-yard line to about the 23. Sam Ano was there. And as the Patriots did last week and the Bengals the week before, big holes.
Yeah, McLemore leading the way this time, too. Nice surge by the left side. McLemore coming through to seal the hole and bouncing on in there is Derek Loville.
Andy Heck, 66, the big left tackle, 6'6", 286 out of Notre Dame, a first-rounder by the Seahawks last year, throwing the big block along with Edwin Bailey. From the 22, it's 1st and 10. Slot out to the right. Boyer is outside. Inside is Terry Obie. Stoffer, airborne on 1st down. Right flat, safety valve, caught McLemore, second man to get there. At the 22, Sam Ano again. Might have been the final play of the 3rd quarter.
Bucks played it pretty well. Bobby Futrell in the game now. Came up from the corner.
Of course, the man they're missing a long way from signing, Ricky Reynolds. Latest offer Thursday, a 2-year deal worth about $770,000. Ed Sewell believed to be asking for a 2-year contract for Reynolds worth about $1 million.
An intake valve can show gasolines are different. A BMW test was run on each of the 6 leading national gasolines. In 5 of those tests, deposits on dirty intake valves got worse. But 1 gasoline actually removed deposits. Texaco System 3. And it's in all octane grades, not just premium.
And you thought all gasolines were the same.
Wouldn't it
be great if...
You were centering facing the great Garbanzo in the wrestling match of the year. And wouldn't it be great if the sponsor was a beer? A really great beer like Keystone, the fresh cold filtered beer in a can that tastes like beer in a bottle because of Keystone's specially lined can. And wouldn't it be great if Garbanzo excused himself and you left with his manager, the lovely Darlene? Cold filtered Keystone and Keystone Light. Bottled beer taste in a can. Wouldn't that be great?
At GTE, we're always looking for trouble. Our 24-hour Trouble Analysis Center constantly monitors your phone lines, looking for problems. If we find one, we can fix it quickly, whether it's a small one or a larger one. You see, at GTE, it's not just communications we offer, it's solutions.
Duke Cadillac in downtown St. Petersburg is proud to be a part of the Cadillac Summer Invitational. During this prestigious event, Cadillac is providing thousands of dollars in cash incentives on all 1990 Cadillacs. Do combine these incentives with their low overhead discounts for the lowest new Cadillac price of the year. Today through Thursday, brand new Coupe de Villes from only $22,850. Join the celebration. At $22,850, this Cadillac is now in your driving range, but only through Thursday. Duke Cadillac, downtown St. Petersburg.
Chuck Knox watching on the sideline. Seahawks keep the drive alive as we start the fourth quarter. 2nd and 10 from the 22. Obi outside. Stopper, play action fake, soft touch, dropped at the 10. Wide open was Travis McNeil. He was as wide open as Gary Anderson when Anderson dropped an easy touchdown pass just before halftime. Flag to be checked out. How about time of possession in the third? Seattle had the ball 12 minutes and 5 seconds. The Bucs just under 3 minutes.
And working here, that would have been the 6th play, was the 6th play of this march.
But no scoring, despite the overwhelming edge in time of possession.
Personal foul, number 51, roughing the passer, 15-yard penalty, first down.
2 unnecessary penalties against the defense. That one by number 51, Broderick Thomas. Had that great game last week, including that 63-yard interception touchdown return. Let's join Bob Alvarez.
Well, thanks, Jim. You know, I spent a lot of time this week talking to the defense, and what you learned is that communication is a big part of a successful defense, playing off of each other. And a lot of the guys on the field right now haven't played together often, so it really should be no surprise the Seahawk offense able to move the ball.
I said interception return by Broderick, of course, the fumble recovery. Line of scrimmage, the 11-yard line. 1st and 10, 14:56 left to go. Boyer wide to the right. McLemore and Loville are the running backs, and they'll have to reset the clock.
Tampa Bay, charge team timeout.
Defense reeling and slowed down just a bit. They're also making some substitutions. We'll check those for you and come back to the Kingdome here in Seattle. But right now, let's take a timeout with the Seahawks leading the Bucs by 4.
Now you can see Shamu like you've never seen him before. Up close, underwater, without holding your breath. Thanks to new visions, now at SeaWorld. Want to go to SeaWorld tonight and save lots of money? See all the magic of SeaWorld at night for half the price. Now through August 31st. Sounds great, huh?
$3,000 off a brand new Lincoln Town Car? Can you beat a deal like this? Yes! At Northgate Lincoln Mercury. Forget $3,000, $4,000, even $5,000 off. Only Northgate has the power to slash $6,500 off a brand new Lincoln Town Car. And only Northgate has the volume to save you $4,000 on a 91 Mercury Grand Marquis. Right now, only at Tampa's Northgate Lincoln Mercury.
Because you measure success one step at a time.
It's right there now.
Because you know this is the pure and simple reason our beer is so refreshing.
It's the right there now.
When the only thing better than a day on the beach is a night on the beach. Reach for the taste of the silver bullet, the one that won't slow you down.
It's the right beer now.
Paul Kennedy, the reason for the timeout, the Bucs on first down had 6 defensive backs in, and if eyes could kill, the coach was looking at his defensive coordinator in that attack defense, and Ray was doing a little attacking with his eyes.
Well, he's a perfectionist, and he looked over there, and it was a mental mistake. There, they had the wrong unit out there, and they had to call timeout to get the right 11 on the field. Here we go.
From the 11, stopper has Boyer wide to the left. Obi, top of your screen. Backs are evened up. Loville coming at you. Aggressive gang tackling led by Winston Moss.
And Winston Moss's complaint